This is a 7 News First Alert Weather special presentation.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Chief Meteorologist Veronica Johnson. As the seasons change, so do the risks on our roads, from sudden flash floods to black ice, and even the way you hit your brakes, these split-second moments that decide whether you make it home safely. For the next half hour, I'm taking you into those moments, sometimes literally in the driver's seat or swept through fast-moving floodwaters to show you how to survive when the weather turns on you. Let's start where the danger can rise the fastest, when rain becomes a river. Flash flooding isn't just a riverfront problem anymore. Cities like D.C. are seeing it strike streets, basements, and neighborhoods in minutes. With harder rains, aging drains, and more pavement, the risk is rising fast. So what should you do if high water comes to you?
Let's see if your helmet fits.
I took part in a live flood rescue demonstration with instructor Michael Berna of Atlantic Tech Rescue. He trains first responders and civilians at the Wisp Adventure Sports Center.
So we are ready to go.
Ready to go, check. The goal? Show how to survive if you're ever swept away.
So we're going to spin you around this way. Now you can get your feet up.
It's called a defensive swimming position. On your back, feet pointed downstream to fend off debris. Head up, eyes scanning for hazards. Arms out to steer yourself.
If a rock or a tree or something is getting ready to come, you would hit it with your feet and push off like a spring. Big backstroke with both arms. Tilt your body on a 45 angle. Keep that 45 and keep going. Look at that. Took you right to shore. Nice work.
But listen, it's not easy, especially when your body is being tossed around like a leaf.
That becomes very exhausting if you're swept away. Whatever swimming ability you have, use it and get out immediately. That's what's going to save you.
Berna says in a real flood, the moving water has so much contained energy.
When that water is moving at 6 miles an hour, that's equivalent to an F1 tornado. That water pressure is getting up to 18, 20 miles per hour. In concrete lined channels, it can get up to 60 miles per hour.
And it's not just the force of the water. Hidden dangers lurk just beneath the surface.
People don't realize the hazards. Manhole covers will be blown off, storm grates, entrapment hazards that they are not aware of.
Body nice and flat. Arms out, you're just going to aim yourself.
As part of the demo, I was guided into the rapids, gear on, trained rescuers close by. Once I lost my footing, the water took me fast. That was very fast. Surprised at how quickly you go under and have to get it together to see where you are.
Start swimming. Nice work.
I would have been under probably more than I was above the water. And when you're in it, there are no rules.
They simply survive. There is no magic answer.
Floodwater doesn't need hours to become deadly. Just 1 inch of rain over 1 mile area can unleash 17 million gallons of water.
Think about that, right? 17 million gallons of water. That's pretty phenomenal.
The best thing you can do, don't end up in the water at all.
Heed the warning of emergency managers, evacuate, right? If you happen to be caught in this environment and you're swept away, get in that defensive swimming position, right? And try to swim as soon as you can.
I feel like what you showed me today is a video that folks should save on their phones and play it at the beginning of every spring, summer season, hurricane season.
That's it, and my advice, heed the warning.
Flash floods are happening more often and in more places. Know the signs, know your escape routes. And if it happens to you, remember, float, fight, and find your way out.
That was textbook, man. Nice angle. And you could feel, you were just, right, you were just, and whoop, right on over.
Still to come, all the flooding that we've seen this summer. I got firsthand training from the experts on what to do if your car gets trapped with you inside. The tips that could save your life next. Welcome back to the 7 News First Alert Weather Special Presentation. Hey, we just showed you dramatic video of what happens when the road becomes a river. That water rescue was intense. And what you just saw can happen in under a minute. But what if you're not outside? You're trapped inside your car and the water's rising. I went through that too to show you what really works. Every year, drivers are caught off guard when heavy rains turn roads into rivers. We teamed up with Michael Berna and his Atlantic Tech rescue crew to demonstrate exactly what to do if you find yourself trapped in a car during a flash flood. First, understand just how quickly a vehicle can become a trap.
Most people are driving, they drive through a flooded road, and usually the water is coming across the road. 1 foot of water is enough to float the vehicle, okay? And add moving water to that, and then it can be swept away.
And once the current builds up against your car,
Because of the current, it hits the water like it does a rock or any obstruction, and it starts to pile up on it, right? The car fills with water, and this vehicle starts to become heavy and locked in.
in our demonstration, the water quickly rose inside.
This is such, again, a scary scene, right? It's very anxious as it starts to fill up. Now it's up to my waist, the water line.
That's when Berna says, remember the survival rule.
So remember the simple rule, seatbelt, window, out, right? So you may have to, yes,
Window out.
out. So in this case, you may have to break the window.
If the driver's side won't budge, move to another exit.
Right now, my driver's side window isn't going down.
Yes.
However, I got the back window to go down.
Yes.
So I'm going to get busy getting back there.
If you stay in here and conditions continue to deteriorate, right, you're basically sitting in your own coffin.
Once open, climb onto the roof and prepare for rescue.
So work your upper body out, spin around as you're pulling up, sit on the windowsill.
Sitting on the windowsill, Michael's telling me to put 1 foot on the armrest, hoist my body onto the top of the vehicle, and get as low as I possibly can, and wait for the rescue team to come.
But in shallower water, the rescue team may be able to reach you directly.
Forward, forward, forward. The water is not too deep, right? We can get out here as a crew. They form a triangle or a wedge. Mm-hmm. And what they're doing is that helps them deflect the water around them, and that enables them to open that door. Because without that maneuver, they can't open the door. They make a human wall, and that deflects the water pressure around them, and then they can open the door and egress out.
Once the team reaches you, they'll secure you and guide you to safety.
So we're gonna help you get off this car here. Very important to stay behind the car, okay?
Okay. Is there a reason for that?
Yeah, on the sides here, the water's gonna get a lot more powerful. Here, it's a lot more calm.
But the best advice, don't drive into floodwaters in the first place.
People would just heed the warning and not be in a rush, right? We would decrease our call volume and everybody would go home safely.
The lesson is simple. Seatbelt, window out. Get on top of the car and wait for help if needed. But the safest move of all is never driving into floodwaters. And one simple tool under $20 could mean the difference between life and death. You've seen me climb out of floodwaters. Now see how this pocket-sized rescue device can save you when seconds count. If your car is trapped in a flash flood, a window punch tool like any of these can help you escape fast. There are two main kinds, spring-loaded, which only need pressure, and manual, where you strike the glass itself. And many of these tools have blades within them to cut your seatbelt if it doesn't release right away. But here's the catch, not all auto glass will break. Window punch tools are generally ineffective with laminated glass, so make sure you check your passenger or driver's side windshield in the corner right here so that you know what you have.
Two door glasses. This one here is a tempered glass, and this one here is laminated, which means it's got two pieces of glass with plastic laminated in the middle. It's thicker, it's heavier, and it helps keep the car quieter. Not all models use the laminated glass. I tried it myself, first with a laminated glass.
So this is laminated glass. It didn't break with my window punch tool. Now I'm panicking. That's why I said, know what type of glass is in your vehicle. But tempered glass used in most side and rear windows is designed to shatter quickly. Aim for any of the corners. That's your weak spot. So here we go. It shattered just like that. Now I can make my way out. And rescuers say where you keep your tool matters just as much as having one. And don't keep your window punch tool in the glove box. It could jam. The best place is somewhere near the driver's side.
You should put it on your steering column. You can put a little piece of string on it, hang it from your windshield washer handle or the steering column. You need it immediately available, because if it's in your glove box, right, you're not going to be able to find it in the time.
Next, almost no one likes to drive in the rain or snow, but do you really know the best way to handle your car in those conditions? I'll show you the crucial tips that you need to know to stay safe on the roads. Plus, as the seasons change and days get shorter, experts are warning, be extra careful on the roads. The dangerous obstacles you could face this time of the year after this quick break. From heavy rain to early frost, fall weather doesn't just make driving tricky, it changes how your car reacts. I hit the track with driving instructor Kevin Plumer to show you what it really takes to stay in control. As fall sets in, slick roads, falling leaves, and even early frost can double your stopping distance. Knowing how to brake the right way in an emergency could save your life. When it comes to braking, Kevin, what is the one big mistake that drivers make?
The biggest mistake is crushing that pedal all the way to the floor. When we crush that brake pedal all the way to the floor, I get the tire lock.
At Summit Point Training Facility, instructor Kevin Plumer showed me what happens with older vehicles that may not have ABS. Wheels are likely to lock with a hard stop, and the car will start sliding.
If it's sliding across the pavement, no matter what I do with my steering wheel, it's not going to respond to me.
And next now, with ABS activated, the brakes pump for you, keeping steering responsive. Press firmly, but not frantically, for the fastest, safest stop that may come with some vibration.
And that's the ABS kicking in. So even with the vibration of that ABS, if I get to that point where my ABS is kicking in, I'm still going to relax my toes. Yeah, I'm just easing off that brake pedal just enough to get rid of that ABS vibration, and the car will actually stop.
Stopping distance jumps as speed climbs dozens of feet longer as you go from 50 to 60 miles an hour. Wet pavement, slick leaves, and low tire pressure make it worse. Every 10 degrees colder drops tire pressure by about 1 psi, and worn tread makes hydroplaning more likely.
You want to give it a try? On my command, just at that threshold pressure where we don't have the ABS kicking on, and we get that car stopped as quickly as we can possibly stop it. And stop. Good, steady, smooth stop. So not a bunch of weight shift, front end drop, it stayed down.
These demos showed just how much technique matters. Emergency braking isn't about panic. It's about staying calm and trusting your car's systems. Remember, strong, steady pressure in braking is key. And practice before you need it. Because when every second counts, you want your car and your skills on your side. Knowing how to stop safely is one thing, but what if you leave the pavement altogether? It's one of the most common single vehicle crashes. Here's how to handle it drama-free. Running off the road happens more than you think. The Federal Highway Administration says about 77% of weather-related crashes happen during rain or mist, and roadway departures are often triggered by distraction or fatigue. Instructor Kevin Plumer showed me how quickly it happens and how most drivers make things worse.
I've got one hand on the wheel and I've still got one hand on my cell phone.
And now you're off the road.
And now I'm off road.
It doesn't take much, just a glance at your phone or losing focus.
When I get off road, I'm coming off. So now I'm cutting my wheel hard. So when I catch traction, it's throwing me into the other lane. That's not the answer for an off-road recovery.
Yanking the wheel back may feel right, but it can send you straight into oncoming traffic. Then Kevin showed me the right way, calm and controlled, keeping the car stable.
As I drop off the road and I start to cut back on, I'm just going to take some of that steering back out. I know I've started a bad thing. You could feel that rear end starting to rotate around.
So I'm just taking some of that steering back out of it that I dumped in. So that gives me that control back of the vehicle. With this off-road recovery, I'm just bringing my feet off the pedals. I'm going to freeze my steering, and I'm going to let this car ease back on. So no drama whatsoever.
That was almost like a country drive. So Kevin, my turn to be behind the wheel.
So feet off pedals, let it settle in, ease back on. There you go, drama-free.
That is the easy way to do it, folks. Keep it drama-free and pay attention.
Runoff road crashes make up the majority of fatal single vehicle accidents in the United States. And many don't even happen in bad weather. They happen on straight, dry roads when drivers feel too comfortable. So the lesson is simple. Stay focused, stay calm, and if you run off the road, keep it drama-free. When deer dart across a road or something drops from a truck, most people's instinct is to jerk the wheel. And that's exactly what causes so many highway crashes. Kevin showed me the right way to steer clear. Fall brings new driving challenges, wet leaves, fog, early frost, and wildlife on the move. Deer, in particular, are a major threat. The key is steering toward the positive space, the safe escape path, not the danger.
We're going to showcase a situation in which one of the most dangerous situations when someone is on the road, something suddenly is in front of them. Yes. They have to make a split-second decision, 1-2 seconds. What are they going to do? Are they going through whatever the thing is in the road? Could be something dropped off of someone's truck, could be a deer, or are they going to swerve? How do you decide?
The decision depends on what's ahead and what's around you. On a busy highway, swerving into another lane can be far more dangerous. The safer move is to look for open space and steer there. According to the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety, November is the peak month for deer vehicle crashes. Nationwide, more than 1.5 million happen every year, causing about $1 billion in damage and 200 deaths. Here in the DMV, with wooded areas meeting highways like I-495 and Route 7, those odds go up.
I think one of the biggest decision factors of the whole thing is, firstly, what is it? If it's a child that just ran out into the middle of the street, then obviously I'm going to do everything I can to avoid that. Situationally, am I in 3 or 4 lane traffic? Am I on 495 and something drops off a truck in front of me? What do I have around me? Am I going to cause a bigger incident by swerving into other traffic, or do I just hit whatever's in the road?
To demonstrate, Kevin set up a cone course to simulate that split-second decision if a deer darts in front of you.
The whole idea behind this exercise is I'm going to start blending my inputs. If I completely compress my brake pedal and I try to turn that steering wheel, I'm going to snap that string. So as I'm turning my steering wheel, I'm just taking a little bit of pressure off of that brake so I can make the turn, and then I'm back on that steer.
So basically more gentle turns.
Right, absolutely. So on the brakes, soften them, and I'll come in right back around.
The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says oversteering and overcorrecting are the leading causes of single vehicle crashes, especially on highways or slick roads.
On this one, I'm going to go to the left, so I'm on the brakes. I heard just that little bit of chirp.
Kevin, when it comes to a proper swerve, as I get ready to do this, I always want to have my eyes on where I want to go.
Your escape path, right. So it's brake and steer, soften, and back on. Nicely done.
If you've ever been behind the wheel of a car that's swerving or skidding, you know it leaves you with a pit in your stomach. Up next, what you need to do to get control of your car in that situation. Now we're taking on the ultimate test. What to do when you hit ice or lose traction. It's one of the scariest moments for any driver, and it can happen to anyone. Here's what to do when your car starts to skid.
It happens in a flash. Suddenly you hit ice or rain pools under your tires. Now your car is out of control. So what do? I'm here at Summit Point Training Facility with instructor Kevin Plummer as he's about ready to put me to the test.
We start on a skid pad
where the pavement is treated to be as slick as ice. Kevin's behind the wheel to show me and you how to recover.
So the great thing with our skid pad is it's treated with genonite. So it's really slippery just because it's wet. It adds the chemical also, so it makes it like ice out there. So as we get out on a skid pad, we can show front wheel skids, we can show rear wheel skids, how to recover from them. What got us into trouble? How do I take that input back out and stabilize my car?
Step 1, look where you want to go. Don't stare at what you're about to hit. Steer into the safe space instead.
Ice is a huge obstacle. However, we can still deal with it. Instead of trying to come up with ways to make our cars smarter, if we train our drivers to be better drivers, we can eliminate a lot of that.
Step 2, don't panic brake. Too much pedal pressure can make you lose even more control.
So here again, the brake got me in trouble. I got to give some to get something. So if the brake has gotten me in trouble, I'm going to relax a little bit of that brake pressure and I'll get some control back.
Step 3, the wet pad. Here Kevin shows how ABS works in slick conditions and how to use it to your advantage.
Up here, I get that ABS stuff. So as I relax my toes, I get my steering response back. So I've stopped faster and I've stopped with a lot more control.
Now it's my turn, practicing the same steps. Eyes up, ease off the brake. Steer smooth and let the car come back in line.
So what's the number 1 rule, Kevin?
Look where you want to go, ease off the gas.
And with some practice, that skill could keep you in control.
From flash floods to frozen roads, each of these moments reminds us how quickly weather can change and how knowing the right move can save your life. As we head into the colder months, keep your car ready, your tools close, and your instincts sharp. Because when the weather takes control, your preparation gives you power. I'm Chief Meteorologist Veronica Johnson. Stay safe, stay smart, and remember, 7 News is always on your side.